Hey, welcome back to another video with the Chuggin' Astro. Today we are going to check the health of this high mile van, which has 5,000 miles, and attempt to tackle a random misfire. Let's get started. Twist, then pull out. I did spray WD-40 on them, so that's probably why all the threads are wet. And if you're checking the owner's manual, the spark plug gap should be 0.06 inches. It's slightly above that on this spark plug. That one's on point, good, a bit larger and on point. And this was pretty good too. We're gonna go ahead and pull the fuel pump relay. With the spark plugs out, we're now going to check the health of this engine. And to do that, I have a compression tester. It's very cheap. I'll link it down below for your convenience. And to do this compression test, we need to pull the fuel pump relay. You just want it hand tight. That's good. It's good that it's holding this pressure. So that's 130 PSI. And that's cylinder 1. The whole driver's side of the motor at 130 PSI, they have 150, 150, then 130. And with that said, the differences between each cylinder, the lowest cylinder cannot be 15% lower than the highest cylinder. So the highest cylinder is at 150. It can't be any lower than 127 PSI. I think I'm on the cusp, but I'm good. If you have low compression in one cylinder, then that potentially could be bad piston rings. So what you could do is get some engine oil, add it through the spark plug hole, and recheck your compression. And if the compression goes up, then that's most likely your issue. If it doesn't go back up, then you could very well have a broken valve. That will also cause a misfire. Or if you have low compression between two cylinders, that could very well be a blown head gasket. And there's a lot more minute details within checking the compression of your engine, but that's the gist of what I understand. Tying it just by hand, then I'm gonna snug it up. My oil pressure gauge is kind of all over the place, so I'm going to place an oil pressure sensor. I should get here tomorrow. I'd rather do it the right way. I got the socket. They are different. sat for a long time here and there. So I can only imagine that the fuel injectors began to get gummed up. This would basically clean out the fuel system. You know what? I'm actually going to check the fuel pressure because that could also cause a random misfire. So here's a cheap fuel pressure tester. I'll link it down below for your convenience. You have the pressure line right here. Grab a fuel pressure tester and the appropriate fitting. You may need some pliers to tighten it further. And that's how you check your fuel pressure, and my fuel pressure is actually looking pretty good. It should hover around 55 to 60 PSI. So when I mess with this plug, it seems like it hesitates some more. So I'm gonna unplug that. It's a T20. The contact points does have a bit of corrosion, so I'm gonna clean them up. I firmly believe that's just right enough play. I think that's normal. So let's clean the MAF sensor. You don't want to scrub it because you'll damage it. I have this extra plug, not too sure where it came from or what it goes to, but it's connected. So you got this ground, you got the plug, then you got that random plug that I have. Not sure where it goes. If you know where this goes, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Let's see if that did anything. Nope. P0300 is a random misfire, which means it's not really correlated to one particular cylinder, but with it being random is fuel, air, spark. I do have a Patreon, and you can support me there, which would be really awesome. I truly appreciate it. And you also get early access to my videos. And a big thank you to my Patreon, Brady. This is Chris Bills, and I always appreciate and respect one another. Keep your head up. I'll see you next time. Today, we are going to try to make it healthier.